I'm good.
Thank you so much for participating in this. I don't know. It's a evening show. It's not a webinar. So what we want to do is make some cozy atmosphere here, and to talk to you, know your secrets, or just tips how to stay productive students in the midterms and in the just in a regular studying period. Mm, and to maybe discuss a little bit our new features for students that we discussed. Cool. I see some people are already joining us. So, what I wanted to ask you guys, can you write in the chat where do you study? Is it a school or university? Just some information from you to learn a little bit more about you. And for you, Lavanya, I wanted to ask you. I know a little bit what you're studying and what's your year, but can you tell a little bit about yourself? Like, where do you study? What's the university and what's the discipline?
Definitely. So I'm a first year student at the University of Toronto, and I'm currently studying computer science. So it's just my first year wrapping up around that. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
yeah,
It's quite close to what we are actually doing, but I didn't expect that I'm gonna be here sitting and talking about some software stuff because I've been studying something like tourism in my very pre-graduation, and then in my graduation I studied marketing or something like this. So it's more or less related to what we are doing now, but still
yeah.
far away. I see people who are already graduated from college. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay, can you tell just a little bit about maybe how did you discover xTiles and what makes you try using it and maybe some previous tools that you used before?
I first heard about xTiles in, I think, when I was still in high school. I was just on Instagram and I saw someone using this tool. And the reason that I started using it was obviously I needed something to organize all my courses, even in high school. And I first tried just doing it all through Google Calendar, but it kind of gets lost. Like you have to keep opening the correct week and all these tasks get lost. Then I tried Notion, but personally for me, that was really complicated. Like some of my friends were really good at using it, but it was just really hard to get into. But when I saw this video of xTiles, it just seemed like a very easy to do, super customizable thing. So I tried it out and I think I've stuck with it since. So it's almost 2 to 3 years now I've been using xTiles. At first in high school, I was using it sort of as a daily planner, but now that I moved to university, I'm finding it more useful to use it for courses or on a weekly basis. And basically, what I would do is at the start of every week, I'm going through my courses, I'm looking at what's there to do, and then I would manually add this into the xTiles planner. And so when I'm working throughout the week, I just have to look at one page. But of course, it is a lot of pages to look at before adding it to there. So for I'm like opening my Canvas and I have multiple different courses to look at, multiple different courses to go through, and sometimes details did get missed. So even when I was using xTiles, it was a little bit tough just because of the manual aspect of it. But then this year, after talking to you guys, I discovered that we're working on something to tackle that exact problem, which was really exciting to me. So I would love it if you shared a little bit more about that.
Yeah, guys, I think we have everyone who wanted to join, so I don't really want to spend people's time. By the way, it's the first webinar that we are doing for students. So, guys, tell me anything what you feel right now, because if this stuff is boring, let us know, because we're gonna make some webinars for students in the future, and I definitely don't want to have some, boring time for you. So, let us know how you react on it. What do you feel about it at all? Because we want to keep it short, I mean, concise, and just to give you the information that really helpful. And we know that you are in a midterm period right now. Everyone is super busy, so definitely not gonna to spend a lot of your time. And yeah, Lavani, about these features that we want to present, I'm just going to make a short demo for people to show them how it works. I know you also use it, but still, we're gonna make it a little bit faster if I'm gonna share my screen and show you how it works.
Also,
Just
someone said they were in the IB program. So my high school program was also the IB. I did the IB in Austria, and I did physics and math. So that's also like Excel was really helpful in that journey as well.
Oh, so you've been an international student as well?
Yeah. So I grew up in Vienna,
Uh-huh.
Austria, and then I came to Canada.
I really had xTiles when I've been in international studying as well, because when you are studying in your university, I mean, typically in your life, and you just have your super light balance between school and then your private life in school. But then when you travel somewhere and when you try to balance between, is you have to do tons of different stuff,
Yeah.
like in your apartment, prepare something to yourself, go and take some sport activities, and then study. Not forget about everyone, like parents and family at home. Having something where you can track and get a notification about future tasks would be super important. Okay, guys, so I'm going to share my canvas. It's actually Lavania's canvas. And so shortly, very shortly, how this feature works. We want to give you an opportunity just to open course by course and save all information and deadlines from Canvas course right into xTiles. And that's exactly what we've been developing lately. So everything you have to do is just open the course and then press this button from xTiles. It will appear in the right corner, just to save the course. And I'm not going to save the course right now because it's going to take maybe 1 or 2 minutes before it completely transitions to xTiles. I've already saved it. So let me share my xTiles screen and show you how it looks in xTiles. Lavanya, please tell me once you can see my screen, okay?
It's there. I see it.
Okay, cool. So this is actually how your course from Canvas looks like in xTiles. And you don't waste like no single minute with manual work to save all this information. So we have some basic stuff like, course description, materials, and stuff like that. That's cool. You have your tasks, which is what I heard from students, the most important part, because you have all your tasks from this course, just save it in xTiles in one place. And then you also have your typical course information divided by modules or by lectures, depend on how your course in Canvas looks like. And in this module, you just have, your assignments, study resources. You can add your lecture notes. I believe Lavanya will share how her real courses save it with this feature looks like in xTiles. But then that's how it looks in a first glance. And when we go back to my planner, the workplace where students are actually working, that's the moment where you can have all your tasks from different courses, save it in one place. So you have, since once you save 2 or 3 or all of your courses, you're gonna have all tasks for these courses in my planner in task section. They have, you can set the priority here. You definitely always know what's the location of the task, so you know to which course this task belongs to. So what we try to do is manually save all this information and have this in one place, instead of jumping between different lectures in your canvas and saving this manually. At the same time, you know so that you can easily see what's going on in the entire month or in the future, we also display all these tasks in a monthly view of your calendar. And if you connect your Google Calendar or, for example, Outlook calendar to xTiles, you will also see all of these tasks right in your Google Calendar. So what we try to do here is just conveniently display all tasks and assignments that you have, so that you always know what you have to do tomorrow, next week, or even next month. And if we go back to the planner itself, so what we are doing here is just you have your weekly view to understand what you have to do again tomorrow, Tuesday, next Friday, or stuff like that. So you every time you just clearly see how many tasks or just personal notes you have. And we also added some stuff to make the workspace a little bit more cozy, like your habit trackers, some inspirational cards, a tile to make a brain dump and stuff like that. And moreover, we also have a daily view, so that if you are adept of focus at work, all you have to do is just to switch to the daily view and working your day rhythm, having your tasks, having your projects that you are focused on. If you capture something throughout the day, we also will display you all these links and notes and stuff like that, everything in one place. And you also have lots of different widgets with which you can customize your workspace however you want. So, long story short, we try to make, cozy workspace automatically that students can use without any manual work, without saving any information from your canvas or other elements that you use, and to give you the one workspace where you can just work in and focus on your studying. And that's it, Lavanya. I'm going to stop sharing, and probably what I want to discuss next, or just for people to learn, I want to. It was a demo case. Everyone understands that it was a demo space, and I've prepared it before. I'm not a student anymore, but you have a large experience using xTiles, and you are a student. So I want you to share a little bit of real case studies, how it looks like in your case when you've been using this feature for some time, and what changed it in your life. How do you feel now? How your xTiles workspace looks now after you use it? So feel free to share a little bit how it looks.
So, as I was mentioning before, the main thing that was inconvenient about using any planner at all was the fact that I had to write all of my information in manually. But here, what you see on screen right now is what was generated by this xTiles feature, this new feature. And this is just 1 week in my CS, the current computer science course that I'm taking. And you'll see that out of all of these tiles, the only ones that have changed is I added one tile with the code that we were discussing in class that day, and I uploaded my own notes
Oh,
in this one.
so you also add code in your xTiles?
Yeah, sometimes because it's really useful, especially for a computer science class, to have that aspect of my notes as well. Because writing that by hand, because I love taking handwritten notes. So these are handwritten and scanned notes because that's just how I learn best. But writing code by hand can definitely be a bit arduous. So I add it here, which with using the xTiles code block. But this is what like 1 week, one module from my Canvas imported into xTiles looks like. And what was really convenient for me in this view, as opposed to what I was doing before, was all of these assignments, they came on their own. I didn't have to go into my Canvas and search after everything. Like the assignments along with the deadlines, and then when you click here, a link to where the information will be on my Canvas page, all of that came and it was imported on its own. So all I had to do was come and look into this. So this is one view that I really appreciate in xTiles. And then another thing that has helped me a lot is, of course, the planner view that we were discussing right now. So we have the planner, and for me, it's really helpful to see things on a weekly basis. Like, for example, I have a midterm this Friday in math. That's my priority this week. But I also see all the other assignments that I have to get done. I'm able to integrate my Google Calendar and see my tasks here as well as what courses I have, what classes I have coming up. And then finally, I just wanted to share a little bit of my own workspace and what I mainly use, which is this page. So I love to have my courses organized by course, and because xTiles has already imported all of my classes, I can open this. So if that was too fast, it's this button over here. I can open this button over here and just see all my courses all at once, and then I can just sort them here. And then throughout the week, this is kind of what I'm using. Another really useful view is the tasks view, where you see here everything is organized by priority based on whatever I assign to the task. So it's just made my coursework and studying really, really streamlined, and it's really just helped with the automatic part. And I think one thing I forgot to mention that I thought was a really neat trick was with this page and the fact that I've added my notes here was really useful, and especially for those who said they were doing the IB, because it's 2 years worth of content and you kind of lose your notes. So if you start uploading them as maybe PDFs or images, what you can do is you have this little library button here, and it's collecting all of your notes all at once. So that's a really neat view to have and a really neat way to prepare for
Cool.
like a test that has a lot of content over from 2 years, especially in the IB. For me, it's just one semester, so it's 6 months. But even then, it's just a really helpful thing to keep track of that I really like about Excels in general. I
That's
think,
keep
yeah,
sharing. I have some question. It's a
sure.
personal question because I've been a student not 10 years ago. I've been a student like 2 or 3 years ago, and honestly, I've been not A plus student, and my studying was quite chaotic because I'm not always sure, and I didn't have any frameworks on how to work lecture by lecture or course by course and save all this information. And now when I trying to remind about some information about some useful knowledge from my courses, there is no single place where I can see all this information. And I see that you save it everything quite accurately. Can you maybe share screen again, and or just tell us what's the best way to work with all this information, to save all your notes, to save all your, I don't know, lecture materials in one place, so that in 1 or 2 years we can reuse it actually for your future work.
Definitely. So I think what I really like about Excel here is that the fact that all I did here was I just there was a tiled here already, but you can go and embed a PDF. All I did was upload my notes that I had already, and that automatically made them get saved to the library. But obviously, as you can see here, I myself haven't named the documents in a way that's helpful. But I was using something similar as well when I was going through the IB, which I think might be helpful to show. So this was, for example, my math course. I think someone said they took AHL. So this is where I was uploading all my notes, and I
You're
could
not
just
sure.
click on it and see.
Yeah, if you wanted to share something.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you wanted to share something, we don't see your screen. Or if
Oh,
that's fine.
wait. I want. Is this visible?
I'm gonna make it visible right now. Yep, you can try again, I think.
Let's see.
Just try again to share it.
So this was my planner during the IB before the
Yep.
dramatic feature was there. But as you can see, I had my notes uploaded here, and it made it really easy to go back and catch up on 2 years worth of studying. But now with the new feature, what I really like and what we saw in the computer science workspace as well was that you can just add it week by week. So every week, if you're keeping on top of just uploading your notes here, by the end of your term, by the end of the year, by the end of your IB diploma, you'll have just the library, and you'll have within your course all your notes in one place, and it's a really easy way to review. And if you name them properly, which I haven't done here, it'll also be a really easy way to just glimpse and open any topic that
Hmm.
you want. So uploading them as images or PDFs, I think that's a really great tip to keeping everything in one place, because I will lose papers and I will lose Google Drive files, but this is all there, and I'm just doing it on a week by week basis, so it's not overwhelming.
Cool, cool. And in terms of this new feature of xTiles for student, can you estimate like before and after? Because I don't feel this difference since I'm again not a student anymore, and I don't feel this difference on how do I save some time with it, or do I feel different before and after I use this after saving with Canvas? On your experience, on your short usage period, can you tell us something about what's changed for you? What's the difference between manual work and this one?
I think definitely one thing is time, and the other thing is just stress. And like, I think what can often be the biggest thing and the biggest stress about organizing is just you have to make sure that you're reading every page, you're reading every single task that's on that your teachers or your professors have uploaded, and it can be a lot to keep track of mentally. You miss one thing, and then suddenly that's like a few points off your grade. So what this feature does is you have the assurance that it's all there automatically, and you can just look at this and refer to it instead of looking at multiple pages at once. And just the reduction of stress is already a really good thing. It's already a great relief because you don't have to obsessively be checking over updates all the time. And then the second thing, definitely a lot of time is saved. Like, for example, I think one of the first things I do when a term starts is I have to go through all of my course pages and put together all of my deadlines, and that in itself is a 1 to 2 hour task. And this is something that all of my friends do at the start of the term. But that sorry, But now with xTiles, that turns into just a 2 to 5 minute task where you're just saving all your courses and then you can see them all at once. So it's definitely, it saves you time, saves you energy, saves you some grief, saves you some stress. So I definitely have enjoyed using it.
Oh, cool, cool. Thank you for sharing. But guys, feel free to also ask your questions. We're gonna have a Q&A session pretty soon. But before we have this Q&A session, so you know, shortly about what's next about these solutions that we are trying to make. So it's not yet publicly available for everyone. What's going on now is that we're still in the process where we try to make this solution like useful for you. We still have a lot of pitfalls when working with Canvas and with other LMS, and we're still learning from students on how to make it really useful and how to make it the solution that really going to reduce stress in your life, reduce some manual work that you have to do instead of focusing on studying. So what we are going to suggest or just offer you, we are going to, for these people who now on the webinar, we are going to some open some early access to the feature, and we can personally help everyone to set it up with your LMS, with your courses, and to explain how it works. And we just are looking for students who want to help us to build this solution properly, who wants to help us test it out and go through this journey to shaping this solution, shaping this product. And we also want to offer something specifics that we didn't tell to anybody else before. Is we are going to, for the most active participants like Lavanya in this case, we are also going to share a chance to have a student internship in xTiles. So if you are studying something like computer science or marketing or I don't know, anything else that you think could be useful for productivity apps like this, like xTiles, you can also participate in this program, in this testing. Help us shape this product, help us make it really valuable for students, and you're going to have an opportunity to later work in xTiles, maybe join our team and work together on some new product, new features of xTiles. I'm going to share a short link to the waitlist where you can just apply with your number or email, whichever is more important to you. And we are going to share again. We're gonna share the access with you, and if you want, we can help you to go through the process step by step, explain you everything. All we need is eventually a great solution for students that will just save your time on studying and help you to focus not on this manual work, but on real study things that will help you to graduate, get your best job, and achieve everything what you want to achieve with help of study. So that's it. Lavanya, maybe you want to add something as well, or if not, we are going to go to Q&A session.
I think it all sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, we already have some questions from our audience. Great question. What happens if there are changes in LMS? Let me display this question. Yeah, it's a cool one. It's very basic question from all students who really wants to use it and who understands that we're gonna save this once, but what's happened in the next week or in the next months? So we are going to work on these auto updates with LMS, because the eventual results that we want to give is you are saving your course one, or let's say you connecting your course from Canvas to xTiles once, and then we are going to monitor everything what's changing in your LMS, in your course. We are going to add these changes in xTiles. So if there is a new information in your course, we're just going to add it in xTiles. If deadline change it, we are going to change it in xTiles as well. But this is also where we need a little bit of your help to understand how often we have to change anything. Maybe there is a changes that we don't need to implement in xTiles and that you don't really need to update in the planner. So that's one of those one of those aspects where we need testing with and maybe where we need your help. predicting what exactly we need to change, how often we have to update everything, and how it should actually work to bring less stress in your life. I'm going to check other questions. Vanya, if you see anything, you can also reply. I have some questions from. I received feedback on emails late earlier these days, and I have some prepared questions that I wanted to reply right here. So the first one is this: I know we now support only Canvas because so before making this solution, we launched a short survey in xTiles just to just to understand what students are actually using, what kind of LMS, what's struggling, what they struggling with, and Canvas was the first priority for us. So we just finished Canvas integration. Moodle and Blackboard is later on the list. But we are going to support like 4 or 5 main learning management systems like Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard, Brightspace, and Google Classroom. That's our top 5 in which we are going to focus in the next 2 or 3 months. So far, we finished integration with Canvas, so everyone who uses Canvas can actually try it with your own courses. Uh, 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 uh. Let me check another question by Jervin. That's interesting question. Interesting question. By the way, Lavanya, I wanted to ask you about this stuff. We are doing it now in like one side direction from Canvas to students. But now I start to learning about some new feedback from students, and sometimes I hear that there is a different aspect that teachers are also using Canvas, and they are also kind of they are interested in you to pass your exams and to make your homework in time. Is there any feedback? You're a student for 4 years now. Any feedback from teachers that maybe you heard before that they would like to have something like this in Canvas as well? Maybe some kind of integration or something that will simplify their life and help them to help students study better.
Um, I'm sure that there would be some use of that, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to answer that perfectly, obviously, because uh, yeah, because I'm not a teacher, but I did. My mom is a teacher, and I was talking to her about this. And although she didn't ask about it in terms of using it for herself, she was really interested in helping her helping her students get into something like this to organize their own life. But it would be really interesting to have it go both ways. But I feel like at that point, it's also runs the risk of becoming another learning management system as soon as it starts becoming both ways. But it could still be a really cool integration, and I'm sure that teachers also would appreciate having a way to organize all their materials and have a way to easily give it out to students.
Nice question. Makes sense. And I think, Jervin, to answer your question, we are going to make an integration with Google Classroom pretty soon. So we can just connect later and discuss this specific idea, because I feel that it's a little bit different from the students' flow that we try to cover, but it also makes sense. It also makes sense because we've heard about this, we've heard these ideas before, and I want just to understand um, how it works, what we have to do to simplify maybe teachers' life as well. Okay, I also have a few more questions. If there is nothing else in the chat, is what exactly gets important assignments only or also materials? So we've been trying at first to only import tasks, but so far we ended up importing all kind of course information that we try to that we can capture, because there is a different problems that students have. We've heard from them that when you have, I don't know, 5 6 courses like Lavanya has, all of them organize it in a different way by teachers, right? And when they are organized in a different way, when they don't have unified view, and students have to get used every time to the new layout of the course. Sometimes I don't know, modules is missed. Sometimes there is no deadlines. Sometimes there is no maybe lecture notes from teachers or something like this. So why we are going to save all information, not only tasks, because we try to unify view for each course that you have in Canvas, so that you're gonna have every time you're just gonna have the same view of your course in xTiles. You don't have to get used to new layout. You just open your course in xTiles, and every time it looks the same. We have course description, we have tasks, and then for each lecture we have information in xTiles in the same way. So that's how it's gonna use. Lavanya, maybe you feel some difference now once you started to see courses
I
in one.
think with the courses, like definitely the assignment integration is wonderful, but with the materials, you still have that useful link tile that I've noticed in my courses. Those generally tend to be the lecture notes where they're available. So I think it's already naturally sort of showing up, but I'm sure it will get even better with time.
Yeah, cool, cool. Last moment that I want to, uh, the last comment that I have is actually, so there was a comment. I don't know, Lapane, if it makes sense to answer, but there was a comment like, can you edit? Yeah, something like, can you edit tasks and assignments that you save it from the course in xTiles? And to me, it looks like some people who didn't use xTiles before, and they don't actually know whether we just import it, and it's everything that you can work with is just imported tasks from your course. Let me actually share my screen.
Yeah.
Vanya, just let me know once you can see it. I
Yeah.
want to, yeah, I want to explain it a little bit better. So it's not just an integration where we save some information from the course and the information is static. You cannot do anything, you cannot change anything. The information here is pretty dynamic. So if you want, you can change everything from priority to due dates to name to, I don't know, whatever you want to change, you can just change it right here. So everything is here is movable. You can drag and drop anything you want between courses. Even if you need more information, let's say you have a task for criminal law, we also try to save information from Canvas. If there is a related information to this task, we also will put this in a task card. So you're gonna see just a little bit of of just extended information that will help you to do these tasks. Let's say in this case, we added a few more links. Yeah, we added one link and few more items just to explain how to do this task. But you can also add anything here. You can assign these tasks to courses. You can, take some priority, duration, and stuff like that. So everything what you save it, you can absolutely edit it, change it. It's now yours. We just try to capture this all this information, and instead of you doing it manually, we do this automatically and put it in your planner. And while I've been searching for some information here, I also wanted to add one more thing. And guys, if you have any comments about it, let me know. But we've heard that GPA calculator is also something that is important for students to have. Lavanya, maybe you're gonna comment it as well. But we are going to also add this. It's gonna be just a widget that estimates your grades and helps you to understand even what kind of tasks you have to do to reach better grades in your course, and maybe which tasks are have less priority, and you can maybe skip or change a due date for it. Lavanya, have you ever heard about something like this before, and what do you think about this feature at all?
I think that would definitely be a very helpful feature and something that I need as well. Like right now, there are a lot of courses where you can't see your grade in the middle of the semester, so you only know it once everything is done. So after a lot of midterms or assignments, if I think that I did a little bit worse than I expected, I'm doing my math on my own to see what I need to do to make up for it. So having an automated tool for that would be very helpful, and it's also really, as you mentioned, in prioritizing, it's really helpful. Like, do I really need to spend so many hours on a task that will only affect like 1% of my grade. So it's definitely something that I would really appreciate. Yeah.
You said that you have your midterms period right now, and like tomorrow you're gonna have like your finals exam.
Tomorrow I have my last midterm of the midterm season, and then finals are in April for us.
I see. That's
Yeah.
cool. But no more questions, I think, from my side, and there is no more questions from our audience. We still have a few people watching our webinar, but I think that's all that we wanted to share it right now. From me, I just wanted to thank you for participation in this, and tell every students who are watching us right now, have a great midterms, guys. I know that you are super busy, so thank you so much for participating in the webinar, watching it, and asking your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great getting to talk to everyone.
Yeah, I hope it was not the last time, but let's meet the next time after midterms, somewhere in between when everyone
Yeah.
have time to join and listen something. Thank you everyone, and have a nice evening.